Hi, welcome to the Coffee Chat Show here on Buzzing Pattaya, the show where we talk about things that are happening right here, right now, as well as general news, tips, information and advice. Now, I'm delighted to say welcome back to part 2. Joining me is Debbie. How are you, Debbie?
I'm fine,
Don't hold me out hanging again.
Oh,
So you did that in part 1, didn't you?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a thing.
Hey, God.
It's a thing.
Last time in if you didn't see part 1, have a look in the description below. I put my hand out, shake Debbie's hand. She's like, I'm blanking him. I'm not even going to shake his hand. Oh, sorry. Now, part 1. Leeds, yes, I said the mighty Leeds to Pattaya. Debbie shared her stories about how she got out here, what it's like to be here as a woman in Pattaya, and of course, you know, we know what Pattaya is famous for, etc. So if you missed that, have a look. There is a link in the description below. But part 2, we're not going to talk about you having fun and relaxing and by the pool and down by the beach. That's all finished.
Yes.
Now we're going to talk about your restaurant, which is very, very widely known, very well respected, Nickys Restaurant. How has that happened?
Well, there's a story. Originally the whole thing was David rang me and said his brother had been offered a share in a bar because he had a Thai girlfriend, and then his brother changed his mind because he had a 10-year plan and he wasn't changing it.
Okay.
It's 20 years, still got a 10-year plan. And spur of the moment, I just said, oh, well, we'll do it. And we did. So within 3 months, we were here. And the reason the partnership was offered, it was an English girl with an English boyfriend, and she'd been travelling the world and got deep vein thrombosis.
Okay.
And was stuck here for a while. So she'd opened the restaurant, but it was only half a unit. There was a phone shop there, and the hotel reception here, and the rooms, which are all separate businesses, so we just had this little bit. So David became Nicky's and her boyfriend's partner because they didn't want any Thai ladies involved. They'd heard stories. And I came to retire and live on the beach.
That didn't work, did it?
No. Well, it did for a while. I had a very nice time, joined the quiz league. Used to come into town and get drunk a couple of times a week and do whatever you do here. And it was very nice, but David did the mornings, the shopping and the making sure everything was organised. And then at 3 o'clock he'd be home and we'd pot around the garden and walk the dog and
play Scrabble.
Play Scrabble, do crosswords, everything was fine. And then the boyfriend went, Nicky's boyfriend went, and then there were several years where David had to work a few more hours. And it wasn't so much a restaurant as a bar with food. And then we had the opportunity to take over this side of the building because the phone shop was going and the rooms was for sale. So we talked it over and we did that. So it was bigger, but it was still okay. But then Nicky went and met a very nice chap and fell in love and decided to go home.
And left you here?
And left me here. So I was dragged out of retirement, kicking and screaming. And now I don't really work. I just sit and watch.
Oversee.
I oversee. David does all the hard stuff, the shopping, the tech, making sure everything works.
Yeah.
I'm just here to look beautiful, to grace the
Well,
bar.
there you go. See, fair play. You got a great job there, haven't you?
But when Nicky went, Nicky would like to drink, by the way. We decided to make it a restaurant with a bar. And not a bar with a restaurant.
Right.
Because David is an afternoon drinker. So after 8 o'clock, there would be no way you could be here and make any sense at all. And he knows that. So we decided to do it that way. Concentrate on the food. I've had the original chef from day one.
Have you really?
The second chef's been here 14 years. So they know what they're doing. So we gave them free rein to make new dishes and bring everything up to top notch.
So you've had the same chef, the main chef has been here since day one?
Yes, we've been lucky.
How have you managed that?
I'm a very nice person.
Okay.
And also my 2 cashiers have been with me for 10, 12 years. Not this one, but the other 2. And that's what's made it work, because you aren't changing staff all the time. You aren't having to oversee everything all the time. You know they can do. You don't have to, as long as David's done his bit, because you can't let them go shopping because they buy the most expensive. As long as David's in charge of the shopping sites and we know what we've spent and what we have to take, I'm very safe with the girls.
Yeah.
I think they do think I'm their mum or their grandma now, and they worry about me, and they worry about David, and they look after us, and we look after them.
I mean, I must admit, I probably can honestly say, truthfully, I don't know any business that can say they've had a chef that's been with them from day one all these years later.
It's this whole Thai culture thing. I mean, I'm lucky because our chef's married and being married to the same chap, so there was none of this, oh, my boyfriend's coming, I'll have to quit.
Yeah.
Which seems to be the Thai culture. If the boyfriend's coming or they get a boyfriend, they quit. But then they can't come back because they've lost faith.
Yeah.
Whereas I kept saying to them, well, don't quit. Take a month off, but if I need you to do a shift, I'll ring you and you'll just have to tell me. And I said, and then when your boyfriend's gone home, come back. And because all the girls have worked together so long, they were willing to cover for each other.
Yeah.
One would do extra out. And that way they knew the job is always safe. Which is the English way of doing it, I suppose.
Yeah.
But they'd never had that here. You know, they just went and then they couldn't go back. And so I think that's what's made this possible, because my core staff have all been with us for so long.
It's a really smart move as well to say to them, have a month off rather than quit, because you're exactly right, and that's something that, you know, people that come here, that if you don't understand the Thai culture so well, a lot of the issues here, it's not about problems, it's about losing face.
Yes.
And of course, if you lose face in that way, then you can't come back and you can't, I can't go back and do that
That's
again.
it.
People will laugh at me.
No, I mean, this is it. You get a cashier who quits on the 1st of December, and it's your busiest time of year, and to train up another cashier so it's easier to say, listen, boyfriend's here, so you can bring him in for a drink later or something to eat, and if the girls need to ask you where you put which cupboard such and such. And you're still working, and I'm still paying you to be on holiday with your boyfriend.
Fantastic. Can I have a job? I'm lousy in the kitchen though. beans on toast. Well, I was going to ask you now, you must be well happy, because obviously you must sit here and think, well, I don't have to cook anymore. Happy days.
It's lovely. Now, after 28 and a half years, my first marriage, of cooking every night.
Yeah.
It is quite nice not to have to cook anymore.
So when you sit here, what's your favourite dish?
I tend to eat cow pat gai more than anything.
But you've got a restaurant. You've got so many dishes available to you.
Well, I had a Sunday dinner yesterday, but and I do steal occasional dessert, the cheesecakes to die for. But no, it's just, I tend to, because I'm getting food just before I'm going home and it's late and they're closing down, and I don't want to make them work too hard. They've been cooking for everyone else.
Yeah.
Cow pat gai is easy for them. They throw it in a box and I take it home on the motorbike, and that's it. So.
See, you're just so kind. You're so nice. I'll be saying, right, I'll have steak.
That's why your business doesn't work, you know, because you've got to be cruel to them. If you're not horrible to them, I think kindness is far better, and understanding,
and you get a mean cow pad guy.
I'm not getting a mean cow pad guy, and it's never the same twice. That's what I love about Thai food. It's never the same twice.
Yeah, I must admit, I'm very lucky. I eat a lot of Thai food. I eat predominantly, mostly Thai food. So of course, whenever I'm going home or I come here or whatever I'm working, I love it. It's just such an incredible culinary dishes that they bring up. You're like, man. Although having said that, the other week I was in the Soybakal market, and Bo stitched me up. So I'm walking around and there's these, I don't know if you've ever tried them, I can't remember what they're called now, but they were like little balls of like semolina, and they tasted like wallpaper paste. It was like eating a ball.
I think I have, yeah.
Oh, just. And I said to Bo, are these going to be nice? She's like, yeah, good. So I tried one, I was like, what is that?
Their
Honestly.
idea of alloy and my idea of
Oh
alloy
man,
are totally different.
it was just like chewing wallpaper paste. I was just like, seriously? But yeah, so Bo, you owe me on that one. Okay, now in terms of here, I mean, you've come in, you've taken over the restaurant, you've built the business, you've got a really good reputation, so respect you for that. You've done very, very well.
Remember David as well, don't ignore David.
Yeah, sorry, and you, David, if you're watching, David, and you, mate, and you, and you pay me later, okay? I mean, what do you think the key to your success has been? Because you do have a good name here.
I just treating, I don't know, this is my philosophy, just treat everybody how you want to be treated. And if you're nice to people, people will be nice to you. So, and I worked for Samuel's, and it was, you greet every customer and you say goodbye to every customer. And my manager was the same with the staff. When we arrived, he always said good morning, are you all right? And he always thanked us for working, and when we finished our shift. And I think that's the same. I greet the customers, I say goodbye to the customers. If they want to chat, I chat. And it's the same with the girls. When they arrive, I say hello, and when they leave, I thank them for working.
Yeah.
And it's just how I want it. It's how, and we're not the bosses and they're the staff. We're family. And that's how we've got through COVID.
Absolutely.
Because we've all done it together.
Together, yeah.
And that's because, and we could do that because the staff have been with us and they can understand and you can explain and this is why, and it's worked because we're a unit. It's like a family unit. It's not a business, it's a family unit. And we want to make sure the customers leave happy.
You've been here a long time.
Yes.
You're very well established. How many customers have you got that you've had from like day one? I'm sure you must have had a lot of customers.
Lots.
Yeah, I was
Can't tell you the names. Some sort of, you see, you've put me on the spot now, so I do have, but it would be hard to just off the top of my head. But I've got 17 Scottish who come every Christmas and spend the whole month in here because it's too hot outside.
Brilliant, brilliant.
And we just have customers who come. I've got a whole group from Macclesfield. The whole discussion when they're booking the holidays is what they're eating in Nickys, and is it Macclesfield or is it the other way? So I think, no, it's not Macclesfield. It's the other one begins with M that's round. Mansfield,
yeah.
Got a whole crowd of them. And it's just, we do have people who specifically, when they're coming, send us messages. We're coming, we're going to be eating there. What do you want us to bring? And so they get all sorts of nice things brought in.
Oh, it's great, isn't it? It's great. When my mum comes over, my mum's just the same. Right, love, I'm coming over. What do you want? And then she brings a massive suitcase, and she's got like a small little bit for herself, and the rest of it's rammed full of all my goodies. And I'm like, cheers, mum.
Unfortunately, mine aren't goodies for me. It's here. Bring me 24 packets of Bisto. 10 Christmas puddings.
Brilliant, brilliant.
Sauce.
When you go out, do you find that you're a critique of other restaurants, or do you sit and say, "I'm not being funny, David. That's not the same as our cowpad guy." You know, how are you?
I do tend to. Well, we don't eat. We're not eater outers really. We go out for snacks. We'll go out at lunchtime, and so the criteria is it had for two of us, with a soft drink for me and a beer for him. Coming at under 500 baht.
Okay.
And mostly, I like food, but I'm not one of these horrible criticky people.
Yeah.
So, but we don't go back to the places where it's been. I mean, unfortunately, in the village we live, it's all Thai restaurants, so most of those are off the list.
Yeah.
Because the girls speak no English, we speak no Thai, and even when you pointed and it still bring out something completely
You've been here all
different.
these years and you can't speak any Thai?
I can speak bits of Thai, but the Thais don't understand me.
Well, it's tones, isn't it?
Yes,
it's all down
exactly.
to the tones.
Yes. I moved to Northern Ireland, and all my children speak with fluent Northern Irish accents.
Right.
And I still speak with not with just an accent, not particularly Yorkshire, and I can't pick it up at all.
Yeah.
So it's like when I'm going home on the BART bus down to Cumvit, and I don't get off at the end, I go into the village because I can walk home the last mile when the bus goes. And all these times I'll be going, "Oh, madame. And so I go, you Pattaya, sit, pee, okay, I know what. And then they start firing all these questions in Thai, and I'm going, no, ask me in English, and I'll answer in Thai. So I can do it. How many children have you got? How long have you lived here? As long as I'm asked in English, but when people are speaking Thai to me, I actually translate what they've said about 3 hours later.
Right. And the moment's gone by then.
Yes, I had lessons and everything. I just find it very, very hard.
So I've got to ask the question then, you've been here a long time. Have you had a difficult customer you thought, you know what, you really are a pain in my backside?
I've had lots. But you politely smile, you do. And as I say, I worked in the service trade, so the customer's always right. So you just have to. The girls don't know how to say sorry, or I'll give you another one. They've had rows with customers, and after they've gone, I think very rude thoughts about them. But it's not the end of the world, and sometimes the girls do have an off day, or one of the new trainee chefs cooks something and it's not right. And 99% of the time.
Brilliant. What's your future?
I'll just stay here and work in Nickys till I die, really.
I didn't mean that bluntly. You could have smoothed it out a bit.
No, I'm getting old now, so no, I have no really plans.
Only as old as you feel. How's Dave? Is he all right?
He's all right. He's a toy boy. He's still got a bit of life left in him.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. I must admit, it's fantastic to me because I like, you're very relaxed, very chilled out. I like, it's very easy to just listen to you for a long, long time. I think it's brilliant how you are.
It's just about how I am. It's my only talent. I can't cook. I can't sew. I'm not very good at cleaning. but I can talk. It's the only talent God gave me.
And you can run a very successful restaurant.
With help.
There you go, there you go. Now listen guys, if you're not sure where we are, I will put the links in the description below so you can check it out. Come and have a look at Nickys Restaurant. You know, if you're going out for a night out or whatever, no dramas, come in, have your food first, have a few beers when we can, and then head off into the yonder distance and enjoy yourself. But it's been brilliant, thank you so much indeed.
Well, thank you very much for not making it too difficult.
No, honestly, it's fantastic. So there you go guys, that's me and Debbie.
Thank you, see you soon.
There you go. So that's me and Debbie here down at Nickys. Guys, come and check it out. Honestly, it really is a great place, and the food is undersold by a million miles. The food is very, very good. And I can tell you now, in this city, if you make a bad dinner or you make a bad restaurant, everyone knows about it. You've only got to look at the reviews, and Nickys Restaurant here is top quality. So fair play where fair play is due.
Thank you.
Fantastic job. All right, well, that's it for me today, guys. Thank you very much indeed for watching. And as always, guys, remember, please hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon if you'd like to be notified when we bring out a new video. Check out our members area. More and more members are in there. And join our Discord group and get chatting to other like-minded people just like Debbie and I that have got a love for this wonderful city.